I'm Alexander Surge. I am all on the right hand penguin duck birthmark. So I just got back from the store buying dip. That's about 4. Don't fall for bullshit. But regardless, this is key for analysis. If you actually read my DOJ letter, looked at the list of suspects, you'll see I know a lot of these people, encountered a lot of them in my life. Uh, Also, 2 degrees from them are important. But what else is also, some of these people I haven't encountered, and some of them are internationally known, and some of them have international contacts. And then a piece of this is these kids who were pretending to be me and they stole some technology that was supposedly mine. They've been floating around inside and outside of America, meeting all sorts of people, distributing illegal gambling rings, cyber terrorist tools, implantation tools, WMD access in the space, so satellite weapons access, implantation, weapons, satellite access, etc. And some of these kids have psychiatric illness, highly uneducated, um, more than criminal, more than inhuman stupidity. Some of them are fame whores and will do anything for fame. Some will do anything for money. They don't really think of the consequences of what they're doing before they do. They don't think before they act. So they could be handing out access to technology they are handing out access to technology that endangers humanity, but they could be handing this technology out to people without even knowing them, without knowing who they are as beings, without even knowing if they're irresponsible or not. Some of these kids are just delusional. Some of them I'm a victim of, and don't ponder the consequences of distributing this technology I'm a victim of that's very advanced, and the consequences of what could happen if it fell into the wrong hands or fell into the hands of people who are power mongers, etc., etc. So if you don't get it, some of these kids are leaving the country and distributing cyber terrorist tools, illegal gambling rings, implantation, weapon access, training people with implantation. And they're not even vetting these people. They're just handing out technology and training people willy-nilly, don't even know anything about them. So these terrorists need to go to prison, whoever they are. But these are some of the people I'm a victim of. I'm a victim of a RICO and a gambling ring, but also these kids playing Wild Wild West with implantation, implantable devices, new age neurosurgeries, etc., etc. So it's really dangerous. Yeah, I felt that right here. But yeah, it's really dangerous. So you gotta be. So someone needs to pay attention to this because some of these kids have been doing some highly illegal shit and they're doing stuff without pondering the consequences. I don't know what they're doing. They think they're freedom fighters, but they're not. They're endangering humanity, and they really aren't. They're really just criminals trying to steal money and property that was never theirs. There's another piece of this. They've been stealing IP, intellectual property, data, etc., and selling it illegally as well. And um, some of my ideas I make can even have consequences. And these kids don't think about these things and they just steal them and sell them to whoever. And they've been stealing them and selling them to people who've already demonstrated abuse of power and demonstrated they're highly irresponsible. Meaning some of these guys built satellites, WMDs, and put them in space. That's evidence of being irresponsible and not pondering the consequences of what you're doing. So then they stole my humanoid idea and probably just sold it to the same people, amongst other ideas I make. And they're just stealing these ideas without even pondering the consequences. And they already know some of these people they sell my ideas to are manufacturing weapons and technology and doing without following certain regulations and protocols, and also doing highly illegal, unethical, inhumane human experimentation that's unregulated. And they already know this, and they're actually putting ideas without even pondering the consequences in the hands of these people, knowing they're already performing such things in an unregulated fashion, in an uncontrolled fashion, and or have already demonstrated a lack of responsibility. So this is a key point. But you need to pay attention to that, because if you look through my suspects, you'll start pondering who they know and who they don't. And it's 2 degrees from me, but it's also 2 degrees from some of the suspects in my letter. And some of them are global people, internationally known, and some have international contacts. And remember, I went to St. George University, which is an international school, and people from all over the world go there. And I also and then some of the kids I know went to IMG, and their school is international as well. So they know kids all over the world, as well as some of these other kids. And some of these kids are wealthy kids, so they have international contacts as well. So pay attention to that. That's a key point. If that you didn't put that together when looking at my list of suspects in my DOJ letter.